everybody's been through it. Everybody's dealt with it. Everybody's had some kind of an experience with it, whether it be personal, professional, um, whether it be, whatever. And that is dealing with rejection or even loss. In a situation like that, man, there's so many different ways you can handle it. But I'll ask you first. In a situation where you have to deal with rejection or loss, what is like the most effective way that you have learned to deal with it, or what's the biggest thing you struggle with when
Mhm.
you face something like rejection or loss?
For me, it's there's a bit the way that I like to look at things in general, life in general, is even when it comes to rejection and loss, it's you know, especially at the age that I am now with my kids, because my kids are my world. My kids mean everything to me. Is just a simple fact that life is too short.
Hmm.
Life is definitely too short. Obviously, with everything that happened earlier this week, and I know that we just covered that topic with Marshawn. Um, it's one of those things to where, man, you're not promised every day.
Right.
So so to deal with rejection or with loss, the loss, whether it be the loss of a friendship, of a relationship, of a rejection from that, or
Right.
promotion or a job, or you know, the the craziest part about this is that no matter what happens in your life, whether if it's negative or not, the world keeps spinning, bro. Time waits for no one. Time literally waits for no one. You know, I know that there's a lot of circumstances where certain things hurt, and it takes time to heal from that hurt. It takes time to grieve properly. It takes time to kind of let go of certain situations that you may be in. You know, all of that takes time.
Yeah.
None of it is really easy, but the beautiful part of all that is that you can learn something from it. And that's the way that I look at every rejection, every loss, every everything that happens in my life, whether it be good or bad. It's one of those things to where I learn something from that experience. I have a better understanding of not only the experience itself, whether it be, like I said, relationships, loss, grief, promotion, whatever it is. I have a better understanding of where I'm at with that particular thing, and how I can improve myself to be better
Yeah.
than where I was yesterday.
Yeah.
And I think that's sometimes that's just some of the hardest things to be able to do with a lot of people is I have friends that I talk to at times, and they're constantly like replaying the scenario over and over again, and like, what could I have done differently? How could I have resolved this? And you miss the point of, what did you learn from it?
Yeah.
What did you gain from it?
Yeah.
Because
I
every
but
ex-
I think it takes time
it
though
does. It does.
to be able to extract
Yeah.
a lesson or
Of
knowledge
course. Of
from a
course.
situation like that, because initially, like that, the initial impact is it's just devastation. It's confusion.
It can
It's
be.
it's like we're going, we're good, we're good, we're good, and then bang, it just nails you like a ton of bricks, and you're
It
like,
all falls apart.
"What the hell
Hell
just
just happened.
happened?"
Yep.
And it just hits you right between the eyes, and you're just like, I think so. For me, no matter what it's been, like rejection, uh, in personal, professional, anything like that, the first thing that always goes through my mind is, what did I do wrong?
It's a normal reaction, bro.
Like immediately, I'm like,
It's a
what did I do wrong?
It's a normal reaction. When I think about that, I mean, my younger self, and I do mean that, my younger self, I used to be that way a lot, a lot, to the point to where it was like, if something bad happened, a rejection, whatever it is, grief, loss, whatever it is, initially that's your initial thought, right? Because you're hurting in the moment. It's like, what did I do? How did I mess that up? Why did I mess it up? And you start
See, young
questioning all
young
those
young
things.
me was the opposite. Young me was like, "I don't give a damn what you think." Like, I know I
Well,
didn't do nothing.
there was a phase of that as well, right? I mean, everybody goes through phases, different phases in their
Yeah,
lives, and deals with situations differently.
yeah.
Um, there has been, I'm not, I would be lying if I didn't say that there wasn't a time where I was like, it happened. Oh well, fuck it, on to the next one, and that was
On
it.
to the next.
And that
Yeah,
was it. That was just the
right.
way it was. But um,
And that's personal, professional. It's just like
yeah,
that's your loss.
yeah, it's a I think what it is, it's character growth, because as you
Yeah,
mature, as you start to get older, and as you start to build your character and to find out and you find your identity as to what you're good at. And I think, speaking from my point of view, I know that we had this talk offline. One of the greatest things that I've always said is I might not have always been the best boyfriend, the best husband, but I know the one thing that I'm really fucking good at is being a dad,
being a good dad.
being a good fucking dad.
100%.
That to me means everything to me.
Yes, sir.
You know, I got to have the opportunity to be married once. I got the opportunity to be with a woman that I truly cared about and loved, and wanted to give everything for them. And then the one thing that I can say that I did right was making sure that my kids were being provided for, making sure that I'm raising them right with good morals and a good compass, a moral compass, at least from my opinion, to be able to make the right decisions. And I know I'm not perfect. I know that I'm flawed. I know that there are things that I still get wrong to this day. And what helps me, and I'm again not trying to be preachy or anything, but what helps me is just being able to open my Bible from time to time, to read some scriptures, to get some leadership from the Bible, from the good book. That's the way that I like to
Always
call
looking
it.
for guidance, bro.
Looking for guidance, just to help me see sometimes, because sometimes I'm it feels like I'm walking through a room and it's dark as hell and I can't figure out how to get out of the room. And every time that now that I have my relationship closer to God, and I pray and I think about all these things, it helps guide me in the right direction to be like, hey, yeah, you might have not done so great in the past, but let me show you how to get to the right path.
Yeah.
And I lean on that very heavily now, here recently more than ever, because it's one of those things to where, the older that I get, the more that I start to realize. Back when I was fucking 20, it's like, I'm gonna live forever. I don't give a fuck about none of this
Hell
shit.
yeah, no.
I'm
It
gonna live
was just
fucking
like,
forever.
"Oh,
I
well."
didn't give a damn about nothing.
Did
And
not give a damn.
the older that I get, the more that I see my children grow, and I love my kids to death. And the more that I see them grow, the more that I start to realize there's gonna come a point in time where they don't need me anymore. And
Where they won't listen,
well,
where
yeah,
they're just like, "I know better.
I know better than you do, old man. Yeah.
You're old, you
You
don't get it." And
yeah.
it's just like, that's exactly why I get it, because I've been
Because
there,
I've
and
been there and done
you're
that.
like,
Yeah.
"I don't want you to experience that. I don't want you to go through that. I don't want you to suffer through that. I
Yes.
just wanna help you get through life
Smoothly
unscathed as
as smoothly as
possible."
possible. Yeah.
I wear the scars,
I
man. My
think
heart
that's
wears these scars.
I think that's
My
one of the
mind.
biggest things that I preach to my kids right now. They hate me. They hate me even mentioning it or saying it, but I'm like, the day that it comes where God calls me home, and
Where
they
we
hate,
go,
as soon as I start that, they're like, Why do you have to bring it up? Why do you have to talk like that? This and
because
that and the
that's
other.
the reality.
And that's the reality. Like, I have to kind of explain to them, dad's not gonna be here forever. I'm not. At some point, I'm gonna be gone. And I wanna make damn sure that when I leave this earth, when God calls me home, that I'm gonna be okay because I know for a fact that I've taught you right from wrong,
Yep,
that I've shown you how to be
yep.
a good person in general, not to judge.
I've guided you towards
Exactly.
God.
Exactly.
That's a heavy one, and I
Yeah.
know not everybody believes in that,
Yeah.
and you're all entitled to your own beliefs.
You are.
Me and mine, I want you to learn the lessons from God
Yeah.
and lean on Him when you're struggling. I know me personally, dog, especially recently, I've been leaning heavy on God and I'm bending his ear and I'm talking his ear off. And I'm just like, God, please help me understand. Give me peace. Give me some tranquility. I am hurting inside.
Yep.
I don't get things sometimes. I feel like I'm trying to do all the right things. I'm trying to make all the right moves, and it just isn't working out the way in my mind, I see it playing out one way, and then it plays out completely different. I'm like, no, 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 no. Like, wait, hear
And
me out.
again, I it's funny that we're talking about all this right now because again, I don't mean to sound preachy. This was not meant to be a sermon at all. But um when I think about that, I think it's the human emotion, the human attachment that we have or that we need to feel like we're in control. When you make decisions and you make a plan and you're like, this is the way that everything should go. This is how I want it to go this way. And then God looks at your plan and goes,
Boop. He's like, no, no, I got
no,
it.
you
I got
you,
it.
you don't know how this is gonna go. I know how
Oh,
this is gonna go. You know what I mean? And I
yeah,
think for a lot of people, myself included, there are times where I'm like, but God, I want it to go this way. I
yeah.
want it to be this way. I need it to be this way. And he's sitting in the back going, listen, you don't know what the fuck you need. I know what the fuck you need.
I don't think he
So
says it like that,
yeah,
but
he don't say it that way, but
yeah,
in
yeah,
in
yeah,
my head, that's the way it comes out.
yeah, yeah,
But that's exactly how I look at it now, bro. And that's why when you brought up the question, like, how do you deal with rejection, loss, grief, promotion loss, whatever it is, like, how do you deal with that? That's why I said, like, the older that I get now, I know that my time is very valuable. I know that my time is short. I'm limited. If I'm lucky, I got another 50, 40 years left in me. If I'm
at
lucky.
least, baby, we good.
If I'm lucky, you know what I mean? If God blesses me with that, then thank you, God. I appreciate every moment, every waking moment, every interaction that I have in my life. So that's why a lot of times you see videos on online where they're talking to people and they're like, what are some of your biggest regrets and what are some of some things that you wish you could go back and change? And for me, for as long as I can remember, it's always been the same. I don't regret anything. I
Yeah,
don't. I can't, because what good does it do me? What good does it do me to sit here and dwell on something that I could have changed in the past, that I could
yeah,
have done something different? It's not going to change anything for me now.
right.
So I'm
I know,
glad.
like, you and we talked about, like, previous situations,
Yeah.
some things came up,
Yeah.
and I was just like, "Bro, like, I regret, I regret the decisions that I made," and
Woo.
you just kinda laughed, and you were like and I said, I wish I would have gone the other way or not had to make this choice so that I didn't have to go through this. And you were like, bro, that's exactly why you needed to follow through
Yeah. Some
with
people.
your decision because God's, He's guiding you and He's
Yeah.
showing you, hey, you know what? This is gonna make you stronger. This is, whatever. And when you deal with stuff like that, I think the biggest thing for me is you feel like you're not worthy or you're not good enough. That again goes back to the what did I do wrong?
Yeah,
Where did I fall short?
because
Because
because you think that you're still in control. You wanna
right,
be in control.
right.
And when I hear people talk that way, that's the thing, that's where my mind automatically goes to. It automatically makes me understand that a lot of people wanna have that self-control over what they're dealing with. And a lot of times, like the old adage goes, sometimes you just gotta live life and learn through your mistakes and
Yeah.
fail at some things so that way you can learn from them. And I think that's the hardest part for people to get to is because, like you said at the beginning, it takes time to finally understand what the lesson was. It doesn't happen right away. When you lose something or someone, or when you're rejected by something or you're rejected by someone, there's always that sense, that hurt that comes first. That's like, damn,
It's
this shit
brutal,
fucking
dog. It
sucks.
is
This sucks so
brutal.
much.
Oh my
Why do I
gosh, it's
have to go
brutal.
through this? The
Yeah.
thing that we have to remember is
And you
that
feel like it's never gonna end, right? You're just like, "Oh my god, it's gonna suck for the rest of my life."
and that's the funny part to me because you think about it in that sense, and this is not to dismiss anybody that's dealing with grief or dealing with with either loss or rejection or whatever it is. Like, I'm not trying to make fun of the situation or
No,
anything,
not at
because
all.
there's some people that struggle with it, and they struggle with it hard, like really, really hard. Again, we don't know that maybe Marshawn, we just talked about it earlier, but Marshawn could have been dealing with, again, they mentioned that his mom passing away back in February of last year. He could have maybe still been dealing with that grief and just didn't know
He
how
could
to.
have still been in the mindset of, "It's never gonna get better.
Yeah,
It's
and
never gonna
because of
get."
that, because you let it fester, because you let it sit there and sit and eat away at you, you start to become someone else that you're not. I like to think that when I look back on my life, when I look back on my legacy, I want people to look back and be like, "Man, that was a good dude. Full of love, full of full of happiness, always giving me something positive, not nothing negative. Always filling me with hope and faith."
You selling that hopium?
I'm selling that hopium. And I think that for me is one of the biggest keys for me personally. Not everybody is going to feel the exact same way, but for me personally, every everyone that I have ever touched or interacted with in that sense and been a part of their lives, like, I want them to understand that I care for them so so much. And all I ever want to see is them be happy and get what they want.
Yeah.
And to me, that's fulfilling. It was funny because I had a conversation with another friend not too long ago, and they asked me, like, "What makes you happy?" I'm like, "What makes me happy is seeing other people happy, seeing other
100%.
people satisfied and happy with what they're dealing with."
You know what
Yeah,
makes
but
me happy is
and
kinda
the
like that, but also, maybe it's a little bit more selfishly, but seeing the fact that I made somebody else happy, that I helped somebody
get that,
achieve that happiness
yeah,
by something that I was able to
do
do,
for
whether
them or
it's
provide for them.
provide.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, to me, that's the ultimate. I'm a happy person just for the most part by nature.
Mhm,
Uh, and I'm like you, if they ask me, "What do you wanna be remembered for when you're gone?" I'm like, "That I was funny, that people enjoyed being around me,
yep,
that I was a phenomenal dad,"
mhm,
because, that's the legacy I'm leaving behind is my
mhm,
4 kids. Uh, that I tried my damnedest to be a good husband, to be a stand-up man,
mhm,
that I tried my damnedest to just spread that positivity to everybody around me,
100%.
and that I was able to make a difference to even if it's just one person that I
Yeah,
was able to make a difference. But yeah, like you said, man, uh, that's the joy, right? What makes you happy is seeing other people, feeling other people,
yeah,
feeling their joy when you're around. You know, you walk
yeah,
up on one of your friends and they see you and they light up and they're like,
yeah.
"Oh shit!" Like there he
Exactly.
goes. No, I
And that's
went.
that to me is it speaks volumes, right? For me, it speaks volumes because like I was saying before, I mean, when they asked me like what makes you happy, and I gave them that response that to see other people happy, to see them full of joy, to see them accomplish their goals, to accomplish their dreams, to see them succeed, to see them win is what makes me happy. They're like, no, but what makes you happy? Like, how are you happy? I'm like, that's what brings me joy. That's what brings me happiness. Whenever somebody walks up to me, and again, because I've heard it my entire life, initially when people walk up to me, they're like, you know, you look like you're pissed off or you're angry or something. But once you get to know me, as like because you're my boy, you know, I'm there for you 110%. I'll give you the shirt off my back if I need to, just to make sure that you're good, that you're all right, and check on you and make sure that you're all right, right? And at the end of the day, I want to see you flourish. I want to see you happy. I want to see you succeed.
I've
And
had to reach out to you recently and bend that ear and be like, "Bruh, help me, please, help me, please,
help me, help you.
help me, please." Like, help me understand, help me dial in, help me
And
focus.
and sometimes it's very hard for people to understand um that mindset because again, as human nature makes us selfish, bro. Human nature makes us that
The
way.
flesh, 100%.
It's 100% that because when you think about it, the things that you really want, again, that's called a want. It's not a need, but the things that you want, and when they don't work out your way, I always imagine, I always manage the man imagine the whole brat baby thing. If you don't get your way, you start to throw a fit. You're like, why isn't it going my way? Why isn't this happening? Why isn't that happening? Because you're throwing a fit because it's not
Yeah,
going the way that you thought it was going to go.
right.
And then when something positive happens, you're like, praise be to God. Everything's going the
Yeah,
correct
you
way.
want all the positives, but you don't
You
want
don't want to
none of the
deal
hardships,
none of the
bro.
hard
That's like
part. Yeah.
that's not how that works. You gotta
Yeah.
take the good, the bad, the
And the
crooked,
ugly.
the
Yeah.
straight, the up, the downs. It all goes together.
It
It's
all
not
goes
just
together.
all
There's a
sunshine and rainbows.
there's a purpose behind everything. And I think that now, especially now, the older that I get, I start to realize that there is a purpose for everything. There's a purpose why we go through certain things. There's a purpose why we meet certain people and to give us small reminders of what grace is, what faith is, what hope is, and what happiness looks like. And when you get those opportunities, it's good to embellish in those opportunities when you have them and enjoy them as much as possible. But that doesn't mean it's always going to last forever.
Yeah,
There's going to be trials, there's going to be hard times, there's going to be things that in your life that you're going to have to go through. And as the saying goes, you have to work at certain things in order for you to make it to where you want to get to. It's not
yeah,
just given to you. And I think the quicker that we all realize that and we're all able to say, you know what, I may have gone through this tough time right now, and I may be going through a tough time right now and dealing with a lot of things. But if I remember and keep in my mind and keep in my head that there are people that are counting on me, there are people that are still relying on me, there are people that still care for me. Um, it's worth me sticking around until he calls me home. And then once that happens, then y'all can pour one for me over my grave and be
when we
like,
in the upper room,
to the upper room.
the
Yeah.
upper room. No, so I mean, when you go through something like that
Uh-huh.
and you feel like a pull away, right?
Yeah.
The initial reaction is, I'm gonna hold on tighter. And
So that way it doesn't get away.
it's like, no, no, you're being selfish.
Exactly.
You're not being, you know,
Exactly.
you're not seeing all the perspectives. And I think that's one of the hardest things to kind of accept and ingratiate your mind to is
It's a very hard lesson, bro. It's a
like
very hard lesson.
this is pulling away from me. And I'm like, no, like you don't get it. And it's like, no, 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 no. It's pulling away. You can stay here. And as it pulls away, but if you're willing to let it breathe, give it time, there's nothing that says that it can't come back to this,
That's
right?
very true. That's
There's
very
nothing
true.
that says, hey, this just has to be what it is.
Mhm.
But I think the harder you grip it, the harder it is to hold on to because your hand gets tired and your body gets tense and you're just like you're fighting it, you're struggling. Once you just kind of let it loose a little bit and you're just like, look, I'm not gonna squeeze as hard as I can. I'm gonna hold it. I'm gonna hold it. And if it starts to pull away, then what can you do, right?
Yeah, let it go.
You you just
You
and if
gotta
it
let
comes
go.
back to you,
Yeah,
then it was meant to be.
yeah.
And if it wasn't,
And it
then it
wasn't.
never was, right?
Yeah.
But I think that's the biggest thing is with a lot of people is we try our hardest to just we don't know how to finesse that. We're
That's
so quick to just like
that is the biggest conundrum in life in general, because they even use it in football, right? It's like when you're playing a game, you know your team is better than the other team. First, you're down 1 touchdown. Now you're down 2 touchdowns. Now you're down 3 touchdowns. And the more that you go down, the harder you seem to play. You start to grit you're
you're
pressing as
forcing it,
hard.
you're
You're
forcing the issue.
you're going as hard as you possibly can, and no matter how hard you go, you keep looking up at the scoreboard and it's still 27 nothing. And you're in the 4th quarter. And it's like, I'm doing everything that I can to win this game, and I can't fucking win. What's going on? And I think that's the part that people get stuck on because, again, as humans, from human nature, we're selfish, bro. Our
Yeah,
flesh is selfish. It's
yeah.
selfish. It wants what it wants. It doesn't care how it gets it. It wants what it wants.
It's so easy to be selfish, and it is so difficult to be selfless.
Yes. Thank you. Yes.
Because to be selfless means I'm not thinking about myself.
Nope.
I'm thinking about the other person. I'm thinking about the people around me.
My
I'm putting
team.
myself
Mhm.
second.
Mhm.
And god dang if it ain't hard to put yourself second. Because why? The human flesh is like you have to protect number one.
One.
If
Number
you don't
Juan?
protect number one, numero one, who's gonna do it if you don't do it? And it's like,
Exactly.
no, man, like when you start thinking beyond yourself,
Yes.
that's when you see the growth. That's when you see the
100%.
the the maturity.
You start to learn the lesson at that point. When you
Ooh.
start being selfless is
And
when
I
you
be
start
sitting there
learning.
sometimes like, I don't need no lessons. I don't want no lessons. I took all my lessons in school. No mas with the
I ain't in
lesson.
school no more. I don't
I
need this shit.
don't want to learn this lesson.
And the
And
beautiful
sometimes
part about
you
that,
have to.
bro, the beautiful part about that is that God don't care how old you are or if you're not ready for a lesson. If he's gonna put you through a lesson, he gonna put you through
Oh,
one.
he gonna test you.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
He gonna test you. And it's how you react to the test.
Yeah.
And sometimes like me, I'm a big guy, but I am an emotional man when it comes down to it. Like
Bro, the
I
older
will
that I'm getting now, it's it hits me more now. It didn't hit
Yes,
me much when I was
yes,
younger, but now, you
yeah.
know, I hate to put myself out there like that, but a couple years ago, and I mean this, a couple years ago, um, as Annabelle's my oldest daughter, and as she's getting older, you know, she started like wearing heels and and dressing different, dressing more girly and this and that and the other. Like before, when they were still small, both of them were both my daughters were tomboyish, and that was partly my fault. Well, mostly my fault, all my fault, because I would treat them as such. I would treat them like if they were boys. Like I would wrestle with them, play football with them, play basketball, roughhouse with them, do all that stuff, bro. All of those things. And obviously, it made them rougher. But as they got older and they started, actually wearing dresses and heels and stuff, like the first time I saw her wear heels, I cried. Not gonna lie, I cried. I cried.
You
Like
old soft
like
ass.
a baby, bro. I cried. I was like, I can't believe this nigga's growing up. Like, as I start to see my kids grow more and more and more, it affects me more because again, that reality starts to sit in that there's gonna come a point in time where they don't need that anymore. They don't need me to protect them. They don't need me to be there for them. They don't need all that stuff from me. Not to say that they're never gonna ask for that stuff, because I know no matter how old you get, you're always gonna ask your parents for some shit, whether it be making some food for you or buying you something or whatever the case may be.
Brother, I'm 43 and I am the king of
Hey, ma.
letting my parents spoil me. I do not mind it. I promise you that.
Oh shit. And that's the funny part because again, I start to look at that relationship with me and my parents now, you know, whenever I call my mom like, "Hey, you making some mole this weekend?" I mean, I was just wondering if maybe you were. Well, I wasn't, but now that you're asking me, you're saying you're coming over this weekend, then
Yeah, I'm asking. I'm
I,
asking.
I'm coming over.
Let me be
So,
clear.
yeah. So I know that that'll never go away, but the older that I see them get, again, I used to never understand when people used to ask my parents, like, especially when I got to be in high school, and my dad would always say, he still looks to me like he's 1 foot something, and
I
maybe,
tell my kids that now. I'm like, y'all
maybe
still
20.
look like y'all 5 to me.
Yeah.
I still see y'all in Pampers
Hmm.
sometimes.
Yeah. And at first, I never understood that until I became a dad. That's when I finally understood that, and I got that. Like I understood the concept. I was like, damn. Even though you're already grown, literally out of high school, already working towards your goals now for life moving forward. Like I still look at you and I see this
You still a baby.
snot nose ass kid running around, baby kids in the house, making a fucking mess, always asking for something. Like I still see that kid and it doesn't go away. And
Dog,
so
I went to Arizona this past week. I left on a Monday and I came
yeah,
back on a Thursday.
yeah.
I went to go visit my mom today. I was off. I went to go visit moms. Dad was at work. I spent the day with the kids, took them to go get ramen, took them to get ice cream, took them on a cruise. Like I spent the day with them. I just wanted to show them, hey, I missed you guys.
Yeah.
When they picked me up from the airport Thursday, they had a welcome home band for me. Now it took a lot for me to not cry in the car because I was like, all right, like y'all really miss me. I was like, I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna get all emotional.
Yeah.
But they just repeatedly kept asking me, "Did you miss us? Did you miss us?" And I'm like, I was ready to be back to see y'all. Like it was 4 days, but it felt like 4 months
Forever. Yeah.
because
Felt
you just want
forever.
to see him, right?
Yeah. I
You want to
think
love on him.
it goes back to, that once you become a dad, and I speak on that part of it is your kids will always be your kids, and they will always find ways to activate the waterworks for you, like little things. My daughter for years and years and years since she's been little, every year she makes me a birthday card.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
every year, she does it with the intent, mind you, this is how much of an asshole she is. She does it with the
I
intent.
do the same thing to my mom, bro. Every year she's crying when I give her the card.
She
She's
does
like,
it
"You
with the
always write nice stuff," and I'm crying. It
but
always
here's
starts with, "You're
this
gonna
nigga
make me cry. You're
But this
gonna
nigga
make me cry."
she takes it a step further, bro. She illustrates the actual card. I could literally go over to my wall right now, take down one of the cards that she made me one year and start reading it, and I'll probably start bawling like a fucking baby. Just because of the message that she puts in there, and then she takes the time to illustrate it herself,
Yeah,
decorate it, all that stuff, and then she gives it to me on my birthday. And she's like, "Happy birthday, Dad," and all that stuff for Father's Day. And I've never been big on gifts. I'm not a big gift guy. You don't have to buy me gifts. I'm not worried about that. My gift, like I tell them every year, like my gift in this life was you guys. You guys are my gift. Like literally, that's the way that I'm built. That's my mindset. They are my gift. They were the one blessing that God gave me that I'm able to be a father. Like
yeah,
that's the biggest gift for me. So that's enough. I'm like, you don't have to buy me a birthday present. You don't have to get me a Christmas present, a Father's Day present. Like, you don't have to do any of that shit. As long as you wake up that morning and give me a big ass hug and say, "Hey, Dad, happy birthday," or "Happy Father's Day," or "Merry Christmas," whatever it is, I'm good with that. I'm straight with that. And for years, I've always done that. Now that my kids are older and some of them, make money and shit, now they go out and buy me a damn gift and bring it back. And I'm like, I told you not to buy me nothing. And the first words that come out of my daughter's mouth is always, "Dad, I'm going to buy you something. I'm not just going to not buy you nothing." I'm like, but I told you didn't have to." She's like, "I wanted to." And
"You're
just
not the boss of me, old man."
just seeing that again, that moral compass that I've instilled in her,
Yeah,
it brings a grown man to tears. Like, damn, I see that I've led you the right way. You're growing up in a good direction, and hopefully you continue to do that. And that for
yeah,
me is fulfilling. It's fulfilling enough for me to be like, "Hey, I'm good. I'm straight right now."
yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Like I was telling you, bro. Like I went to go visit moms today.
Mhm.
Had the kids with me, and we're sitting on the porch enjoying the breeze and it's shady, and like we're just sitting outside catching up. And
Mhm.
the baby Aubrey starts talking to my mom, and she was like, "Oh, I had a game yesterday, and I was cheerleading, and after the game, I got in the car." She was like, "And I just started thinking about how much I miss my dad, and I started crying." And then I hear my mom sitting over there next to her, and she's like, "You're gonna make me start crying." She's like, I cried the day your dad left." She was like, "My 43-year-old baby just left." She's like, "We ain't ever been, you know, where he has not been just around somewhere, right?"
Yeah.
Like she was like,
Within
he was
whistling distance to be like, "Shh."
she was just like, that's the longest I've been without away from my family, right?
Yeah.
Um, with my parents, I mean, obviously we've gone away with like first flight. I'm catching flights. I'm experiencing new things,
Was that
and
your first time flying?
first time ever.
What?
Yeah,
What?
yeah, bro.
Breaking news here on
Hey,
the burner account.
special reasons you gotta fly, dog. There's just
Oh, yeah.
special reasons why you gotta fly, and there were special reasons why I took a trip and I had a good time, and like I was thankful for that. But like I said, just kind of going back to it,
Mhm.
like it gets emotional when you hear people talk about you like that. Like, "Oh, I
Yeah,
missed
for
you. I
sure.
cared. Like, I can't wait to see you again." Then you get the little basket with the, "Hey, we
We
missed you."
missed you.
I'm just like, ah,
What's wrong, pops? Nothing.
these
Something
allergies
in
in
my eye.
these
Shit.
allergies in Texas are just horrendous. So it's nice to feel loved. It's nice to feel wanted.
Yeah, of
And
course.
and like I said, that's the total opposite of what you feel.
Yeah.
Going back to the original topic,
Yeah.
when you get there's rejection and there's
Of course.
separation and
Of
there's
course.
loss. And sometimes, sometimes you got to break up to make up,
Yep.
and sometimes you just break up to break up.
And sometimes you just gotta lose to win.
That's just how it is, bro.
It bees
Life
that
be
way.
life,
It bees that way sometimes, Poppy. It bees that way.
yeah, yeah, and we don't necessarily always understand it. Sometimes we feel like, well, maybe the other person, like you see them normal, and it's just like shit. They didn't feel nothing, or was that? Did I make all that up in my head? Was that even real?
To me,
Like,
bro, to me, when I start to look at things like that, when I look at my past experiences, when I start to look at the people I've interacted with, the people that I've been close to, and some people that are no longer in my life no more, when I start to look at that from that aspect of it, you know, I just, I don't try to dwell too much on what was. I appreciate the time that was spent, the time that we were able to share, and I will always cherish those times. But you know, what's done is done. I can't sit there and dwell on it and let it just again because I feel in my circumstance, I feel like if you do that, you're just letting it fester. You're letting it kind of overtake your emotions at all points to be like, damn. Again, they have that start thinking, overthinking in your head, like, what did I do? How did I fuck that up? How did I do
it'll
this? How did I
it'll
do that?
kill you
It'll
mentally.
drive you crazy. It'll drive you to the edge of the fucking cliff to where it'll make you want to jump off. But again, and that's kind of why I love the fact that I've aged the way that I've aged and I've experienced everything that I've experienced because now at my mature age that I am now, I look at it as a lesson. I look
Yeah.
at it as a what did I learn from this?
Immediately you have to sit back and be like, what's the positive that I can
Yeah,
take? What can I
from this.
extract positively from this experience?
Yeah.
Whether it's, you know, I don't have to struggle with it anymore, whether it's I don't have to live with the what ifs anymore,
Exactly.
whether it's but focus on the phenomenal time you spent,
Mhm,
all the memories, all the good things, like all that. You extract that, right? You're
mhm.
just like, hey, I'm taking all this positivity with me.
Yep.
All the negative stuff, it's all in my head.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put that down. That's not for me to carry. I'm gonna just focus on
the
the
positive.
good.
That's it.
Focus on the good.
That's it, man. That's all we can do because it's like I've told people a million times, and I've had this conversation with a bunch of different people when they're like, "How can you not be upset? How can you not
I
be
said
hurt?
that.
How can you
I
not
said
be
that.
how can you not be
How do you not get pissed
how do
off?
you not get pissed off?" And to me, it's like, what's it gonna change? How is that gonna make any kind of positive change or any impact moving forward? What's it gonna do?
That would make me feel better being pissed off.
Nah. For what? It doesn't do me any good to be pissed off.
I'm the person that's like, let me be mad right quick. Let me get it out of my
I'm
system.
not. But
And then
mind
once
you,
it's out of my system,
mind you, and take it as a two-sided coin because for me, when it comes to bigger situations like that, when it comes to big things like that, like for me, it's like I don't have the time, one, or the patience to kind of just sit there and dwell in negativity. I don't
yeah.
have it because it's not doing me any good. Now, mind you, I am one of those people that's on the fucking road on the highway, and as soon as you cut me off, I'm cursing you the fuck out, and I'm being like, "You motherfucker," this and that and the other. Like that's me, real quick. And I hate to say it out loud because I am that way. I'm the guy that as soon as you cut me off, I'm like, "You son of a bitch," this and that and the other, and why don't you pull over? I'll beat your motherfucking ass and all that shit. Like that's me.
Don't be
But
ducking this spade.
but with the same turn, after I've vented for like 2 or 3 minutes, I sit back and I go, why the hell? We're all stuck in traffic. What the fuck am I crying over? We're all going in the same direction. We're all doing the same. We're all heading to the same place, to the upper
Mhm.
room. So
Rude.
why sit here and dwell in the negativity and dwell in all the being angry with somebody instead of just saying, you know what? I lived, I loved, I learned. And if you did me wrong, I forgive you. If I did you wrong, please forgive me. There's no judgment here. Live your life in peace. I want you to be happy. I want you to be
Be
full.
happy
And I want you to be at peace. Ultimately, that's what I want. I want you to be at peace.
and know that I was the best thing going.
This motherfucker. Anyway, I think we've ranted long enough about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure, for sure. We'll leave it at that. Yeah,
Yes.
we are the best thing going.
Yeah. Sure.
Something like that's what
Something
I
like
like
that.
to tell myself.
That's what I like to tell people. You
It
know what
gets
I'm
my
saying?
mind right. You know what I'm saying? I gotta protect my chickens, get
What's
my
that? What's
mentals
that
right.
one? I hear the damn audio all the time. Where just remember that you're the prize. You are the prize.
100%. You're the straw that stirs the drink.
That's right, motherfucker. I am who I am because I
Uh-huh.
said that's who I
Uh-huh.
am. A
Uh-huh.
pimp
You
named
gon'
Slipback.
you gonna learn today.